that completely disregards who we really are. Why? I've just given you the facts. I'm Jack Webb. Jack Webb's brother. You know, when they knock on the door and they interview somebody and the woman be going off and she just, well, yeah, he said, just the facts, man. Just the facts. So I came today to give you just the facts. Keep that in mind. Psalm 127, verse 3. It says, lo, children are an heritage of the Lord. Yes. And the fruit of the womb is his reward. Yes. See, we need to understand that children are God's heritage. Yes. So, what we see in our society today is a frontal assault on our children. We see a frontal assault on our children. Our children are being exposed to the homosexual lifestyle. Amen? Our children are being exposed to the new norm. This is normal. See, you know, at the crux of every heritage, there's a foundation. Amen? Now, this church, 1836, this edifice has been here. So, I'm not an architect or anything, but I just out of my wildest imagination, I would say that this foundation is pretty short. Because it's 2009 now. All right. Yes, sir. So, what this structure tells me is that it, number one, it was built right because the foundation was right. And if the foundation is right, then construction on the edifice, whatever it may be, can take place. And when the construction is completed, the edifice will stand because of the foundation. Now, the heritage of this church is that it's been here since 1836. Amen? That's 1936 is 100. That's 173 years that this church has stood here. What a tremendous heritage. But the heritage is the fact that it was built, it's standing, and the evidence that it's still standing is because we all up in here. Now, for someone to come along and tell you that's really not a church there where you at. Because, see, this is no longer a church. And you come here on Wednesday night, prayer, and then you have various teaching ministries that take place in your church, and then on Sunday you come to worship, to lift up the one true living God. But yet someone will have the audacity to tell you that this is not a church. Oh, goodness. That doesn't make any sense, does it? But children are a heritage of the Lord. Children today are being exposed to some things that they ought not to be exposed to. Yes. And it's because of the fact that folk are telling us that we're not who we know that we are. And that's scary to me. Yes. Because when someone tells you that you are not who you know you are, here's the most frightening thing. The church is embracing that. Come on, the church is embracing that. The church is embracing that mindset. Huh? And the problem is because the church doesn't understand who their daddy really is. The church doesn't understand the heritage that has been given to them by God. Children are a heritage of the Lord. So why can't you see that they are leveling their attack at the children? Why is it that children are the ones that they're going after? They're targeting children. You know, kids in kindergarten, first grade are being exposed to things like a book I called "And Tango Makes Three." It's about two homosexual penguins. And what they're seeking to do is they're telling you a very familiar saying that was first heard in the Garden of Eden when Satan said God's a liar. So if we're dealing with foundation, and the heritage is only as strong as the foundation that it's built upon, and we know that our heritage, our foundation is Christ. Yeah. He is the solid rock. Yeah. Amen. So when your leaders of your nation are telling you that is not really who you are, or they're telling you that that's really see, there's an alternative to what God says. See, let me put it to you this way. When you kill innocent unborn children, when you say that marriage between the same sex is okay because they're loving, that's a lie. And I don't care whose mouth it's coming out of. But see, the problem here is that the church is being told that you really ain't the church, because the church has been redefined now. See, the church is not to see. This is 21st century. It's 21st century. Now, see, in the 21st century, see, God doing a new thing. God ain't doing no new thing. All right, preacher. God is doing what He always has done. He's being consistently righteous. Amen. And when God set up the heritage for mankind, He set up the heritage by creating something out of nothing. And then He took some dirt, scooped it up, and made man. Held man up and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Then He gave man the ability to do what only he could do, and that is procreate. He said, but it has to be in the parameters of holiness. You've got to be married. So He said, one man or one woman. Amen. And He said, y'all can hook up. Y'all can have sex. Let's see if you read. Oh, why you talking about sex? Let me tell you something. They better hear it from the pulpit. Because out there, it's going to be perverted. It's going to be ugly. So they need to hear what God says about it. Because it's a beautiful thing as long as you marry. But then the enemy came and called God a liar. See, he attacked the very heritage of God. He attacked the foundation that God had laid. And when He attacked the foundation that God had laid, instead of the first creation telling them who their daddy is, and I know what my heritage is, they went for the okie doke. See, God is holding something back from them. God, there's an alternative to this thing. See, because I know what He promised you over here, but over here is where you really want to live. Going on over there, and guess what? You can be just like Him, knowing good and evil. And they did that. And that's why we in church today. Because of what they did. The greatest deceit of the enemy is to get you and I to focus in on color. That's right. Oh, listen, that's going to be a tight word today. We focus in on color. Color clouds the real issue. See, when words are spoken out of somebody that look like us, we may know they lying. But because they look like us, we embrace the lie that they're sharing with us when they see. Let me tell you something. The spirit of error has no color.